So in the last session, we started the class about the features of Linux. I'll continue with the same concept. So Linux is an operating system which is introduced by Linus, the person, a graduate student in the year 1990. Right. So these are the distributors of Linux operating system, not only Red Hat. We have different distributors. So these are the distributors. These are the versions we have in Red Hat, free editions and commercial editions. Difference between free edition and commercial edition is free edition means operating system is free, but you will not get any technical support. And commercial editions from the year 2000 onwards, Red Hat started releasing commercial editions also. In commercial editions, operating system is free. Here also operating system is free, but they will charge for technical support. These are the features of Linux. Open source code we get along with the operating system, and we can modify the operating system as per our requirement. Whatever changes we want to do, we can do the changes, and the changes will not affect to other devices in a network. Multitasking means multiple tasks it can do at a time. You can run multiple applications at a time. Next, multi-users. More than 40,000 users can log in at a time. I will show how to create the users and how to log in multiple users at a time, that I will show in next classes, coming classes. Okay, and next, portability means can be installed on all hardware environment. It doesn't provide any specific hardware devices. It works with any hardware environment. So that is also advantage of Linux. And if you have very least hardware environment also, Linux supports that. So that is the advantage of Linux. And next, scalability means can be installed in client PC to supercomputer, means normal desktop computer to supercomputer. Operating system is same. We don't have any different operating systems like client operating system, server operating system. We don't have like that. Operating system is same. What we use in our desktop or in our laptop, which operating system? Linux operating system we use. The same operating system in real time also you are going to use. Reliability, because no downtime. 24/7 it will work. No downtime we have in Linux because no need to restart the system. If you are doing any changes, if you are installing something, if you are uninstalling something, you are creating something, no need to restart the system to update. We can update without restarting also. How we update without restarting means by using commands. So that also we'll see in our classes. Okay. Security. Linux is secure. Many reasons are there in that. One reason is inbuilt IP tables are there. In Linux we call IP tables, in Windows we call firewalls. Firewalls option is enabled in many operating systems. So in Linux also it is available. If you want you can enable, if you want you can disable manually. That is our wish. And SC Linux, secure enhanced Linux also there. IP tables are used to secure networking files, and SE Linux is used to secure local files. You clear my voice, right, everyone?
Yes, Madhuri.
Yeah. So that is the first reason. Linux is secure because inbuilt firewalls are there. SE Linux is there. Second point, Linux is secure because there is no next finish here. Linux works with command line interface. Linux is secure because Linux works with command line interface. So those who know the commands, they can configure something in your computer. Others cannot do any configuration. They can't even create a file or a directory also, folder also in Linux without knowing commands. So Linux is secure because it works with command line interface. Remember one thing, Linux works with commands only, but commands are not at all difficult. Don't think that I don't know any coding, I don't know commands, I cannot remember commands. Don't think like that. No need any coding language. If you don't have any knowledge in computer and networking also, not an issue, because I will explain everything from basics only. One point. Another thing, commands is not compulsory to remember. If you understand the concept, that is enough. And you should know that, okay, Linux I can create files, in Linux I can create a directory, in Linux I can create partitions. This knowledge should be there. I can apply permissions, I can remove permissions. This concept, if you know what you can do in Linux, if you know, that is enough. No need to remember each and every command. It is not at all required. Commands, I will give notes. Whenever I am executing any command, I will explain, I will show you practically, and I will give notes. Every day I will transfer notes. Okay, whatever commands I executed, for which purpose I'm executing the commands, everything notes I will transfer. For 100% sure on it. I will transfer the notes. So no need to worry about the commands. Okay. So Linux is secure because it works with command line interface. Next. Linux is secure because it doesn't support exe files. Many PCs are infecting with virus because of exe files only. In many operating systems, PCs are infecting with virus because of exe files. Exe support auto run. So if you click on any link also, it runs. Some files will run automatically and they installs virus also. That is the problem. But Linux doesn't support exe files. So Linux is secure because it doesn't support exe files. Next, Linux is secure because for every user, password authentication is compulsory. Without password, we cannot log in into user account. Now assume in Windows, we created a user and we are not generated any password to that user. Next time, when you log in into your computer, when you switch on your computer, it will show user accounts whichever you created. Okay, if you click on the user account, it will not ask for the password. It will open the account because password is not generated. If password is not generated, it will not ask for the password. That is in Windows. But coming to Linux, in Linux, once a user is created, password generating is compulsory. Without password, if you are trying to log in into any user account, it will not allow you to log in. So password is compulsory. So without passwords, others cannot access your account. This is also one of the reasons why Linux is secure. And next, Linux is secure because we can encrypt a file by assigning password. We can encrypt a file by assigning password. Once a file is encrypted by assigning password, if anyone are trying to access your file, it means if they are trying to see the content of your file, it will display the content in encrypted format. If someone is trying to open your file, it will ask for the password. So it is secure. Next, Linux is secure because there is no setup files here. No auto runs. If you want to configure any server, you want to install FTP, DNS, some servers you want to install. What is this servers? I'll explain in the further classes. Not only that, whatever points I'm explaining now as features of Linux, every point I will show you practically also, but not within one day, one by one. When the topic comes, I will show that. Okay, everything I will show practically. So in Linux, there is no setup files, no auto run if you want to install anything. So everything you will get as a file, configuration file. Manually, we need to configure everything. If you want to share a folder also, simple folder you want to share, we open a file, we add the information into that file. Okay, we configure manually like this is the folder name. I want to share this folder with this number of people. And this is the location of my folder. And these permissions I want to apply to the folder. Like this, we configure it manually. So whatever as an administrator we configure, your system will accept that only. So Linux is secure because everything we get as a configuration files. And one more thing, after configuring servers or anything, you can encrypt that configuration file also. So once your configuration file is encrypted, others cannot access your content. They cannot see what permissions you give. They cannot modify, they cannot delete, they cannot do anything without your permission. So this is also one of the reasons why Linux is secure. These points are clear, everyone. Any point is not clear, ask me. I will explain the point, then I will go with another point. If you don't want to talk, you can message me also. So just click on chat in your screen. You can message me there also. Because see, there should be definitely two-way interaction. Then only you can ask me something, right? If you have any doubts. So maintain interaction with me. You may not talk directly. You can chat there also, in chat box also you can chat, because this is not for 1 day or 2 days. You will be with me. If you register for my class sessions, you will be with me for 1 month. Minimum 1 month, definitely you'll be with me. So if you can understand the concept, then only worthy for your money and time. Right. My students should be perfect in my classes because Linux is not at all difficult. It is interesting concepts and future is there for Linux, definitely. Okay. And this is good knowledge also. And if you want to do any advanced courses also, this is the basic for all the advanced courses. So make sure that you're clear in each and every point I explained, not only today. For daily classes, I'm telling. And any doubt is there, you're not clear what I'm explaining, ask me there itself. Don't wait. It's not like don't disturb me in middle of like that. So you want to interact with faculty. That is the reason you came here for online classes, right? Because otherwise you have different ways to learn subject, but you want someone to interact with you, so you join here. Remember that you can ask me anytime if you have questions. And something practical I'm explaining, if you're not clear in the practical, command is not clear, but our output is not clear, ask me, I will show one more time. Not at all any issue. If you are clear in all the concept, definitely you'll get the confidence. Once you get the confidence, you can apply for the jobs, right? And remember, those who are registered to this course, ask them to add you into the Telegram group. Telegram group is not like public group, which is for DURGASOFT. This is separate group, our private group only for our session. So, what is the use of that? Means in that group also you can ask me if you have any doubts. After finishing this theory session, if you are doing the practicals or if you are revising the concept, if any concept is not clear or you are not getting the output of any practical, you can ping me there also. I will respond. Sometimes I may take time because of other schedules, but definitely I'll respond. Definitely, 100% I'll respond. I will help you there also. Any doubts you can clarify from there also. Okay, because in the 1 hour session, um, you cannot do practicals. When I am explaining, even simultaneously, you will not do practicals. So definitely you will do the practical after my session only, right? So at that time, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. While explaining the theory, I will show you practical also. Both I will show. I will explain theoretically and I will show you practically in my session.
Yeah, hi Madhuri, this is Raj here.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I know, only production-based companies will use Linux, right? Compared to service-based companies.
Now it is not like that. Like people, what you are doing means internally also in organization, in my company also, people started using Linux individually in their computers. Those who know Linux operating system, they are taking the permission from administrators and directly they are installing Linux, so that no need to pay for Microsoft applications, anything. They can install everything for coding, for writing Perl scripting, for scripting languages also, they are using Linux. And in the client machines also, now organization started using this Linux only, and they are giving for employees a GUI mode. If they don't know Linux also, they are giving GUI mode. So they can work like Windows only in Linux also. In service-based companies also, they are giving it in GUI mode. They're switching to Linux and they're giving GUI mode.
Yeah, got it, Madhuri.
So whenever you
Yesterday
now,
you
yeah,
no. Yesterday you told
tell
me
me
that
that.
we need to discuss about the course contents today.
Yeah, I'll explain. After this completion of this features of Linux, I'll explain that.
Yeah, okay, sure. Then we will
Yeah,
get an idea.
uh,
That's it. Yeah.
yeah. Because yesterday only first day, no, someone don't know about this concept Linux. Fresh, they attended the first time. And yesterday the class also started late only because of students joining. We waited for some time. So I want to explain everything one more time clearly so that some people, if they are not clear in yesterday's session, they will get clarity of the points.
Yeah, okay, Madhuri.
Yeah, that is the reason I repeated this. I repeated, but somewhat fastly only I repeated the concept. After finishing of this features of Linux, I will show the content, what we are going to discuss.
Hi, Vinod.
So these are the,
So,
yeah,
in Linux, what we are going to learn, like basics, or is it in advanced level?
system
And
administration,
which
complete system
system?
administration concept. I will explain the concepts I will show now. What we are going to
Okay.
learn, I will explain now. After
And
finishing of these features of Linux.
yeah, yeah, yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah,
So
tell
we
me.
are learning the Linux 7 or 7.0 or 9.0, which version operating system?
Linux 7, 8 are similar. 9 also similar. Installation and options are similar.
Okay.
So I will show from OS 6 from 6 I will show because 6 is
Fro-
somewhat different comparing to 7 and 8. This all installation is same part,
Okay.
but 6 is different. So I will show 6 also because in few organizations still servers are running with 6 only.
Okay. We
Some
are going to use
applications
only the CentOS or the Red Hat
CentOS I will use.
CentOS. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's one latest version, or we are going to be learning the old version.
Latest version only I will show. Only
Yeah.
installation part I will show 6 also because some students are requesting for 6 also. So I will
Okay.
show installation 6.7. Then I will
Yeah.
continue with the latest.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. These are the few reasons why Linux wins. And next point, Linux features of Linux. Linux is performance-wise faster comparing to Windows. Linux is fast comparing to Windows. Linux is faster performance-wise. Two reasons. One is Linux works with command line interface. We also have GUI mode in Linux, but that is not compulsory to use. We have the option nowadays. In all the latest versions, we have GUI mode also. So you can use your Linux PC same like Windows also. But Linux is faster comparing to Windows. One reason is it works with command line interface, black screen with white fonts. So you everything is in black screen with white fonts. It doesn't require more graphics. Graphics are not required. Okay, but Windows it is not like that. Processor work is more because of graphics. It will always access graphic card because Windows works with GUI more colors. Right, that is one of the reason. Linux is faster comparing to Windows because it works with black screen and white fonts. No need graphics. Second reason why Linux is faster comparing to Windows performance wise. Second reason. So there is a default inbuilt feature in Linux, that is swap partition. What is swap partition? Means it is a virtual memory. Physical memory means what? Which we can touch and store, that we call as physical memory. Like RAM, ROM, hard disk, these are all used to store the data and they are physical devices. We can touch them. But coming to swap memory, it is a virtual memory. Because why it is called virtual memory means because swap is used to store. But swap is a virtual, we cannot touch it. Using swap, we can store, but we cannot touch it. We create swap partition with the help of hard disk. We separate some space from hard disk and we'll make it as swap memory. Okay, how we do that I will show while installation. I will show it practically. So what is the use of that swap memory means it is used to increase the speed of physical RAM. After creating swap memory, we add that space to physical memory. So if your RAM size is 1 GB, I will add, what I'll do is I'll create swap memory with 2 GB and that 2 GB space I will add to my RAM. So 1 plus 2 means 3 GB. While loading, what our RAM will do? Using 3 GB space, it will load while booting. So your work will go fast, performance will go fast somewhat comparing to Windows. So that is also reason why Linux is fast comparing to Windows. I will show this practically in next sessions. Okay, and next point. Why Linux? Feature of Linux. So Linux is virus free. This point is not discussed in the last session. So Linux is virus free, free from virus. Virus free means free from virus. See, simple example I'll give in your understanding way. Now assume we have one Windows PC and one Linux machine. Okay, so this is Windows computer and this is Linux computer. What is computer first of all? Computer means what? It is an electronic device, right? Any computer, any brand, whatever company you are using computer, computer means it is an electronic device. What is the function of computer? It takes input from input devices, do the process and gives output to output devices. Function is same, but how it will do the process means that it depends on the operating system you are using in your computer. Say for example, you have one Windows PC. In Windows PC, if you are giving any input, we call that as utilities, like A plus B, 2 plus 3, 1 plus 1, whatever input we are giving. That input, it transfers to shell. What is shell? Shell is an interface between hardware and user. Shell is an interface between hardware and user. See, whatever data user is sending input, immediately shell converts it into zeros and ones. It means binary form. System can understand only binary language. That is the reason it converts user understanding language into system understanding language, means into binary form. So what is shell means it is an interface between user and hardware. What is the function of shell? It converts user understanding language into machine understanding language. Whatever data you are sending, it converts into zeros and ones and it transfers to hardware environment. It will not check what data you send. The function of shell is only converting into zeros and ones. You connected one pen drive. The pen drive is infected with virus. Assume. Shell converts that virus into zeros and ones and it transfers to hardware environment. Because shell function is only converting, not checking. So something files you are downloading. So that files are not supported by our hardware environment. Still, it converts into zeros and ones and it downloads the files. Something softwares you're downloading, that software compatibility is not there in our computer. Still, it converts into zeros and ones and it downloads. So while installing, we will get problem, or after installing, we will get problem. Shell will not check anything. Or if your operating system is 32-bit operating system, it means your operating system supports all 32-bit applications only. But if you're trying to install anything 64-bit applications or you're trying to download anything 64-bit application, your shell converts into zeros and ones and they will send to hardware environment. Okay, if something exe files are coming, that exe files of gonna infect our PC. with virus. It converts into zeros and ones, it transfers to hardware environment, that is in Windows. Because of this problem only we are getting inbuilt antivirus softwares we are getting nowadays. They are giving. Okay, but still if you are not updating, if you are not scanning it properly, even that antivirus also cannot help you out. Now coming to Linux. In Linux also, whenever you are giving input we give in Linux with commands. Cat, touch, vi, man, yum, rpm, different commands we have. So whenever we give input with commands, it transfers that input to shell. Here also we have shell. What this shell will do, it converts into zeros and ones. Shell converts user understanding language into machine understanding language into zeros and ones. Now, shell transfers the data to kernel. Okay, /bin/bash shell we are using in Linux. VM kernel is inbuilt in our Linux operating system. This is inbuilt. This is inbuilt software in our operating system. So, what is kernel? Kernel is an interface between shell and hardware. So, what is the function of kernel? When shell transfers the data to kernel, before transferring the data to hardware environment, first kernel checks whether the data is supported by hardware environment or not. If the data is supported by hardware environment, then it transfers the data to hardware. If the data is not supported by hardware environment, it rejects back. Something exe files are coming. Exe files are not supported by hardware environment. It rejects back. Some files are coming without administrator permission. Authentication is not there. It will reject that. You connected pen drive, the pen drive is infected with virus. Virus is not required to hardware environment. It rejects back. Some applications you are going to install, so that applications are not supported by hardware environment, it rejects back. So Linux is free from virus. Kernel also one of the reason for that. Okay, so this is also we can say a point of security. Linux is secure, kernel also one of the reason for that. Okay, so these are the features we have in Linux. Hope you guys are clear in these points, features of Linux, why we are going to learn Linux. And
Simple terms, how can we means elaborate the kernel?
yeah, kernel is an interface between hardware and user.
Shell is an intermediary and transform the user language to machine
Sorry, that
language
is
and
shell.
vice versa.
Kernel is an interface between shell and hardware. Kernel is an interface between shell and hardware. So before transferring the data to hardware environment, first kernel checks the data, whether the data is supported by hardware environment or not. We can say kernel is central component of an operating system that manages operations of computer and hardware. In simple terms, kernel is central component of an operating system that manages operations of computer and hardware.
Okay, thank you.
And the kernel is a core component of an operating system.
Ma'am, can we have access for the configuration file of the kernel? How can we get into that? Through command?
For you want for a kernel configuration, you are telling.
Yeah. Is it possible like
We
we
can,
can
yes,
check?
like for troubleshooting purpose, we'll edit.
Yeah, we want
We
to
do
do.
that. Yes, we do that. For troubleshooting
Uh,
purpose, we do that. Even in class, I will show like breaking super user password. At that time, I will show that.
yeah, ma'am. And we want to like do something troubleshooting on the Linux operating system. So for that, we want to access means we can able to get that configuration file through that.
Yes, 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 we can.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Day one, introduction to Linux. Like we can see it is a demo session. Day one. When this time in day two also same thing. Introduction to Linux. In day three, I will discuss about file system hierarchy of Linux. After installing the operating system, you will get some default directories. Directory means folders. What are the default directories in Linux? What is the use of the directories? We'll discuss. In the same time, hardware requirement. Day four, installation. Day five, basic commands like how to log in into computer, how to create files, how to create folders, how to delete, how to move, how to rename, how to copy from file to directory or directory to directory. Basic commands I will explain. Then day six, VA editor also. This is also one of the tool to create files, but in real time we use it regularly. So we will discuss that separately. VA editor. Then I'll give basic shell commands. Next I'll give user administration, like how to create, what is user, how to create the user, how to modify the user, how to delete the users, that I will show. This day 9. Group administration. What is group? Why we create the group? How many types of groups are there? How to create, how to modify, how to delete, how to add users into the group, that I will discuss at the time. Password recovery. Basic file permission, password recovery. On same day, I may start basic file permission also, because password recovery hardly it will take 10 minutes time only. So I will cover if user administration is completed fast. I'll cover on that day, any one day. I'll complete this password recovery in middle, because it will take only 10 minutes time, but the concepts I'm showing. Basic file permissions means what are the default permissions are there for files and directories. Once a file and directory is created, by default they will come with permissions. So what are they? How many types of permissions are there? How to apply the permissions? This all I'll explain on the day. Next, ACLs, access control list. ACL means, or we can say advanced file permissions. So in this session, I will explain how to change the ownership of a file or directory, and how to apply permission to a particular user or a particular group of people. That I will explain in ACLs, access control list. Okay. So then
Up and restore partitions.
Next is partitions. So after entering to the operating system, how to create partitions, that I will show. Next, swap memory. After entering to the operating system also, we can create swap memory. So I will show how to create swap memory. Partitions, then I will show labels also, how to set labels to the partitions, because that is also small concept. I will explain in middle that concept. Swap partition. Next, LVMs, logical volume manager. How to create logical volumes, how to create partitions, LVM partitions, what is the difference between normal standard partitions and logical volumes, and I will show you theoretically and practically. I'll explain. Next, RAID partitions, how to create RAID partition. I mean, RAID is the server hard disk. So how to create it, what is the use of it, that I will show. This something. And restore, I will explain. Next, day
Process
18.
boot process, Madhuri.
The booting process also I'll explain in middle. Section. Booting process, run levels. Also I'll explain. Introduction to like in Linux, how to assign the host name after entering to the operating system, how to assign IP address in Linux, that I will show. Introduction to network. I'll just show how to assign IP address in Linux in that session. And next, package management. RPM and M are the package managers which are used for installing, uninstalling, updating, and checking the packages. Packages means, in your easy understanding, packages means software or applications or service. You want to install, uninstall, update, or check means we need package managers. So we'll discuss about package managers. The next, yum installation. Yum is a package manager which is used for installing, uninstalling, updating, and checking the packages. Yum also package manager. So if you want to use yum as a package manager, first of all, we need to configure yum in our computer. So I will show how to configure yum. Next, NFS, network file sharing, data sharing. After yum installation, I will show data sharing. How to share the data from one PC to another PC using NFS, Samba, FTP. Not in one day, one by one, I will explain these three services: NFS, Samba, and FTP. Then day 21. Days wise don't count, concepts only check. Okay. So because NFS I'll explain one day, Samba I'll explain one day, FTP one day time it will take. Next concept I'll explain DHCP, assigning IP address automatically by using DHCP server. In day 18, I will show how to assign IP address manually, and using DHCP, I will explain how to assign IP addresses automatically using DHCP. Next, we'll show Apache Web Server. means how to host the web page. That I will show. Next. 24th topic. Mail server. How to send text mails from one user account to another user account. One user to another user. How to send text mails. I will show using mail server concept. Then small topics we have like SSH. Then link files. This also I'll cover. DNS. NIS server. I'll explain. These are some of the main concepts which I'll cover here. These are the main concepts I'm covering here, and some concepts I'll explain in middle of the sessions also. Some concepts I'll explain. Is this clear?
Ma'am, do we have the client server concepts?
Yes, server and clients.
It's
I
a
will show how to
server
configure
client
server.
architecture. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
How
yes.
to interact
How to
from client
configure
to
server.
server and
Yes, 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 yes.
yeah.
Using these all last concepts, all with that only. Like
Okay.
NFS, Samba, FTP, DHCP, these all concepts are for that only. At the time
Okay.
starting, I'll use only one PC. In system
Yeah.
administration part, I'll use all one PC only. When I'll start my server concepts, means network administration part, there we need two PCs. One I will use as a server, one I will use as a client.
Okay. Okay. Ma'am.
I'll show both.
Both client and server, like in both
Yeah,
pieces.
client. Yes, yes.
And okay.
Just ask me.
So we have to like uh, any concepts related to the database engines will be covered.
Like you're asking like SQL Oracle like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
using
like
SQL, we can
Oracle,
create the
SQL,
database.
MS, Postgres, or anything SQL, MySQL,
Yes,
or
no,
something like
SQL is the default application. No need to install. We can access directly in Linux. One day, if time permits, I will show you that concept, but it is not in the in the session. But I'll show you how to means how to do SQL in Linux.
yeah, and we need to like backup like database backup, how to take the
Yeah,
through
backup. Yes,
scripting,
yes,
how to
backup
take
we
the
have.
database backup. Yeah.
How to take the backup, I will show backup and how to restore the data back. How to compress
Okay.
how to compress the data. That also I will show.
Okay. Okay. Through the scripting language, or else by which is scripting language we can use it, ma'am, for that
In Linux means shell scripting we use.
shell scripting. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, ma'am. And that's it. I was just asking, but I was asking like it will be covered like database engine. Either any one of them will be covered in detail like that.
In detail, actually, the concept is not there. Um, if you want me to show one day, I'll just concept I will show you. Database it is not in the in our concepts.
Okay. 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 No problem. But anyway, like if it is covered in like some information or related
Some
with that,
information I will give. Not only
yeah.
now, as I told in Telegram also you'll be there. No, if any doubts are there also I will explain concepts. It's not like with the whatever the concepts I'm showing that concepts only I will explain in the class. You should not ask anything. It's not like that. And
Yeah.
out of this also, if, after finishing the course also, while doing any your job, you're getting any problems, at that time also you can contact me. I will explain the concepts. Maximum whatever
How
the
to try,
concepts
because mostly database engines will have a lot of issues coming up while maintaining, and so
maintenance.
that's
Yes,
the
yes.
reason how to do the troubleshooting part, and
Mm,
that's why I want to know.
yes, yes, I got. In detail means in our course content that database is not going to cover. So information means personally I will give that information.
Yes, information means main points like to do maintain the database engine with by launching in a web server or application web application, and if we're coming across any
Apache web server
troubleshooting
I will
part.
show. Yeah, yeah. Apache web
Yeah,
server I will show.
okay.
Hosting
Apache
web
web
page I will
server.
show that.
Okay, both it will be like dynamic or static, both websites. How to launch
Yes.
the website dynamically and static.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I will show that.
And yes, okay. Okay, thank you.
So, yeah. So these are the concepts we are going to cover in our session. Okay. So and remember again, I'm telling those who are registered, ask them to send you the link, our session link. They'll send you. So join there. So you can ask me if you have any doubts. You can ask me there. Okay. So this is for today's session. Thank you for the session. We'll meet tomorrow at same time, 8 o'clock, 8 a.m.
Okay. Demo link will be for how many days?
Maybe tomorrow also they will give demo link only.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. And ma'am, like I want to ask one thing, like I am having morning like work, right? So and today was not there. So tomorrow, weekly 3 or 4 days, I will be having a job. So 3 days or 4 days will be going to office, and the remaining days I will be there in work from home. So I can't be
Okay.
always be in the work from home. So I can miss the class. So is it
Okay.
there any
This
alternative available?
recording they will send daily. They will send recording video. Whatever the class is going, the class recording video daily they will upload to you. And
Hmm.
if you are listening the class recordings, if you have any doubts, you can ping me. As I told, we have Telegram group.
Telegram group. Okay.
Yeah. So there you can ping me. I will explain. Like if you
No,
are
like
uh,
yeah, I can do that. But is there any other batch same from yours like Linux this concept only Linux course? Same in evening batch anything
other
available?
batch means evening batch means it will one batch is running presently. It will take currently one batch is running. It will take 1 week time. So once the batch is completed, there we are going to start. So, the
Okay.
timing is 7:30 at the time. What is your flexible timings?
Yeah, I'm flexible. Like see, 9 to 6, I'll be there in the office. After that, I'm having free time. Like after 6, anytime, like 6:30 or
Evening.
7, like that. Evening, 7 o'clock batch also I'm fine. 7 p.m. So,
Okay, okay.
but morning I will not be free because of I have to go to the office and some Monday or Tuesday, Monday to Thursday, like that. So, or Monday
Better do
to
one thing.
Wednesday, Monday to Friday, like that.
Okay, okay.
So,
Do one thing. You just inform them to arrange the batch at you tell your flexible timings to them because anyhow we are
okay,
going to start the batch next week. Okay,
okay,
we are planning at 7:30. So you just inform your flexible timings to them. So based
yeah,
on that, I will start the class like 6:30 or 7 o'clock.
okay. Ma'am, 6:30 or 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, it's okay, no problem. And
Yeah, you just
you'll be
you just
you
tell me that,
so you'll be the
Ramesh.
main instructor or any other main instructor will be there.
I will take entire session. I will
You
take.
will take.
Yep.
Okay, okay. Okay, ma'am. I'll just check with admin team regarding this.
Right. Just inform to admin team so that they will
Okay.
start the session based on that.
Okay. 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 Sure, ma'am. I'll contact the
Yes.
admin team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
So this is for today's session, everyone. We'll meet tomorrow at 8 a.m. Thank you for the session. Once you added into Telegram group, just ping me there if you have any doubts. Thank you.